That concrete cover. Let me tell you, concrete is unforgiving. It's unforgiving, you know. And anyways, I ended up breaking my hip and ended up having to get, go to Parkland Hospital. Baylor wasn't taking trauma that weekend. It was Memorial Weekend. 4 screws in the hip. I was too young for the whole thing. What I did was the ball broke in half. So that got me on Dilaudid. I got shot up with Dilaudid, morphine, pain pills. That started that kind of stuff in my life. And I skipped over the part where I was a really fat kid. I mean, when I was 8 years old, I was so fat, man. My eyelids were so fat. My parents had got divorced when I was 8. My dad ate 2 sandwiches. I ate 2 sandwiches. I was his only child. There was a lot of pain in that. My dad had a lot of anger problems. He didn't drink. He didn't cuss. He didn't do drugs. He didn't smoke cigarettes. But if something didn't go right for him in life, he would punch out a windshield. I remember one time, Mama had to dig glass out of me because I fell asleep on the couch, and Daddy was outside working on his truck, and I guess he'd been hollering for me, and he threw a screwdriver at, I guess, the trailer. I'm trailer trash. Nice to meet you. And anyhow, he threw it at the trailer, and apparently it went through the window, and I was sleeping on the couch, and all the glass fell on me. And Mom came home, and she found me, and she had to dig all the glass out of me. Is that the way it went, Mom? That's the way I heard it. Anyhow, I learned how to tiptoe at a very early age, and I learned how to people please at a very early age. And that kind of part of my life, it didn't go away. I'm going to skip over a lot of things. You know why? Because it just don't matter. Because my life was like that. My life stayed like that. My life stayed like that till I was 40 years old. Through my marriage. Because a lot of that's what I knew, and I would bring that to myself, and I would give that to other people. So I'm going to skip over a lot of things. Maybe later, but whatever. I found my oldest son graduating high school. And my youngest son was 2 years from graduating high school, and they moved off with their dad. We were divorced, of course. Generational curses, right? So, getting divorced. Anyway, I decided to go off on my second meth binge, and this time I ended up homeless, living in the woods. And now I was in the woods for 2021. Oh, doing the most, baby. Doing the most. There's no telling what will come out on me, okay? And I ain't afraid, because I'm covered with the blood of Jesus. And fear is the currency in hell, and humility is the currency in heaven. And I know where I'm spending my money. And, however, and then, I had got in trouble back in 2012 and got a 10-year probation. I got through 6 years of probation of it. And then I got assault of disabled. Me and my boyfriend, we were fighting. We were both disabled, and he had more money than I did. And, I went to prison. I got settled 4 years. But I beat that case, but I just went to prison for getting in trouble while I was on probation. Anyhow. So, 21, I was living in the woods. 22 and 22, I was living in Beaumont County Jail getting my ass beat by guards because I was white on a Tuesday. And I had to get rid of a lot of bitter seeds from that. But you know what? I did have Mrs. H. And thank you, Mrs. H. I love you. I love you so much. Every time I got my butt beat and them guards would lie on them sheets, she would be right there telling me she loved me. One time I got my head split open. I had to get 8 staples. And she was right there, and she wasn't supposed to let me call my mama, but she did. There are good people out there. All right. So, anyhow, so 21, I was in the woods. 22, I was in county jail. 23, 24, I was in hobby hell prison. I ain't gonna say a word on that place because I'm gonna tell you what, my ass by then knew how to keep my mouth shut and stay out the way, and I didn't have no problems in that place. I made parole. All right. And then I slid through my 2 years of parole by the skin of my teeth. And that was all but Jesus. And then January 1st, 2026, I was off parole and I moved. And I moved to the lake here in Livingston because the water always made me feel better. And I knew I had a lot of healing to do. Because hurt people, and I was hurting people left and right. I was just hurting them left and right. And I came here, and yeah, me and James, we were living in sin, and we knew it. And there was a lot of bad stuff going on here, and I got rid of it. He was renting to some really bad people on a little RV lot, and we had to get rid of them. They were selling meth and stuff. Well, when they seen me coming and they seen I was going to get rid of them, they didn't like it. I'm going to tell you. And, I ended up having to call cops. She went to jail. She had a warrant. That wasn't my fault. And I had warned her to leave for weeks. She refused to. Okay? And then yesterday I was cleaning, and you can look on my YouTube page and you'll see what I found. Now, I looked it up, and it's pendant of wealth for Solomon. But I'm a child of Christ, so it's going to work the opposite. She's going to keep me poor, baby. And believe me, we've been poor. We've been poor around here. And you can't figure out why. Nothing was working. People ain't bringing in the work. James, certified mechanic. So, on the 17th, me and James sat down. We repented. We gave up fornicating. I'm bringing my trailer down here. Yeah, I'm going to put it on the yard because I don't have no father to protect me. I don't got nobody to protect me. He protects me. But whenever I brought this up, he was like, bet. Because I told him, I said, James, I've never been able to. We're getting married in 16 weeks. So, I've never been able to. I've never saved myself for nobody. I just gave it away. Please let me. Please let me, And that's what fatherless children do. So, this right here, man, I got it done in prison. And all this was just guilt, man. I did this out of guilt. I defiled my body out of guilt. The devil used the guilt I had and the love I had for my mom for me to hurt myself. And that's what he does. And it just drives me crazy when people can't see it because the devil put it right in our face. If you ever seen that movie Green Mile, whenever the big man is showing Tom Hanks what that Wild Bill guy did, and he puts his hand on him, and he tells Tom Hanks, he says he killed them with their love, because he tells the one little girl, if you scream while I'm doing this to her, I'm gonna kill her. If you scream, I'm gonna kill her. And he tells him he used their love against him, boss. And Tom Hanks is just crying. I swear everything in my body is him making fun of Jesus, portraying Jesus' heart, crying out to God that he's doing this to them, though. He's doing this to them. That evil. Because we can't say it, amen. If you're struggling with meth, alcohol, there's Celebrate Recovery near you. I was an alcoholic. I've been a meth addict. I've done it all. Yeah. I've done it all. I was watching Charles Larson from 13 years ago. Let me tell you something. I found... let me tell you who saved my life. That was Miss Erica on We Need to Talk podcast with Ezekiel. Yes. Okay. But I want to show you something. I started making this connection thing. Oh my gosh. I guess connections. Oh, where'd it go? I saved it. She's got her own little pink sheet. Hang on just a second. Connections. Erica and Tim. Okay, but see, I put E.T. Okay. There's two. I found two connections yesterday just for Miss Erica. Okay, you remember how in the um, the part two of Ezekiel's podcast, how she says that there was like this room, this ritual room, where it just kept filling up. It didn't matter how many people came and how many sacrifices were there. The room just kept expanding. Um, oh, I didn't finish looking. I had to find the verse, but apparently he said that there, Charles Larson, 13 years ago, on YouTube, on a podcast, Hell and Brimstone, something like that. Hell, it says in the Bible, hell never fully gets full. It expands for the full. I got to look that up. I think I did. And also, she was talking about where if you drank from the cup of Satan, like it was over. And that, I found that verse in 1 Corinthians 10:21. So, if you want me to read that for you, I'll go ahead and look that up for us. 1 Corinthians 10:21. I'm in no hurry. I don't rush anymore ever since I seen um, um, Enrique. Is that it? No, it's EQU. Then, you know, your podcast, you know what I'm talking about. EQU, Equet. Y'all gotta excuse my white ass, okay? All right. Oh, tail. All right. Let's see. Where was this at? I have to edit that out. No, I'm not editing nothing out. This is me, baby. Okay, 1 Corinthians 10:21. Ye cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils. Ye cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and of the table of devils. What's that? She said it. She said it. I love you, Erica. I sent your video to my mom, and she was like, oh, that Nigerian woman scared me. Wake up. I don't know. I love you, Mom, but wake up. Okay. I gotta send her much calmer stuff. All right, I'm gonna get off here. I'll catch y'all another day. I gotta go watch some stuff and get better.